Behind these honey-colored walls, medieval knights once refined sugar so valuable it was called sweet salt and shipped to royal courts across Europe. Centuries later, the fortress they left behind still stands on the edge of Limassol and is waiting at the very end of this list. From Crusader castles to a marina full of superyachts, here are the 8 best things to do in Limassol, Cyprus. Let's dive in. Number 8. The best way to understand Limassol starts on foot. The old town unfolds in a grid of narrow streets lined with neoclassical buildings, hidden courtyards, and small squares shaded by orange trees. Traditional coffee shops sit beside modern galleries, and every few blocks the city reveals another layer of its long, layered history. Start near Ayia Napa Cathedral and let the streets lead you toward the seafront. Nearly every route ends up there. Number 7. Standing at the heart of the old town, this 19th century cathedral anchors Limassol's most historic square. Its bell tower rises above the surrounding rooftops, and inside, soft light filters through tall windows onto carved wooden details and quiet stone floors. A calm contrast to the busy streets just outside its doors. Visit in the early morning before the square fills up, when the cathedral courtyard is nearly empty. Number 6. Restored to its original early 20th century structure, this market hall has fed the city for more than 100 years. Inside, stalls sell halloumi, olives, and fresh produce beside modern food centuries, counters, and coffee bars, all under soaring iron-framed roof that still carries the character of the building's original design. Come hungry. Several stalls double as sit-down counters serving Cypriot dishes made what is sold just steps away. Number 5. This waterfront leisure complex sits right where the old harbor meets the sea, combining restaurants, an amusement park, and open public space along the water. By day, families gather near the rides and the seafront bath. By evening, the lights along the pier reflect off the water, turning it into one of the liveliest spots on the coast. Time a visit for sunset. The pier faces west, and the light over the water is hard to beat. Number 4. Stretching for several kilometers along the coast, this landscape promenade links parks, cycling paths, and open-air artwork in one continuous stretch. Modern sculptures rise between palm trees and manicured lawns, while joggers, cyclists, and evening strollers share the wide waterfront path that runs the length of the park. Rent a bike near the marina end. It is the easiest way to cover the full length of the promenade in one go. Number 3. Rows of super yachts line the docks at Cyprus's most exclusive marina, backed by waterfront apartments, restaurants, and boutique shops. Built on the reclaimed land jutting into the Mediterranean, the marina has become a modern landmark in its own right. Its promenade offers views back toward the coastline and out toward the open sea. Walk to the far end of the breakwater for the best view, back toward the marina's skyline and the mountains beyond. Number 2. Rebuilt from the ruins of Byzantine fortress, this medieval castle sits in the heart of the old town, where legend holds that Richard the Lionheart was married and crowned King of England. Today, it houses Cyprus Medieval Museum. Its stone chambers filled with armor, tombstones, and artifacts drawn from across the island's turbulent history. Climb to the rooftop battlements. A small entry fee is worth it just for the view over the old town. Number 1. And this brings the list back to where it started, just outside the city. Kolossi Castle once served as the regional headquarters of the Knights Hospitallers, who used the surrounding land to grow sugarcane and produce one of the most valuable commodities in medieval Europe. The keep still rises 3 stories above the countryside, its thick stone walls and narrow windows telling the story of Ireland caught between the empires for centuries. A faded fresco of crucifixion survives on an upper floor, and the rooftop offers a sweeping view over the vineyards that now cover what were once the knight's sugar fields. Combine this with a stop at a nearby winery. The surrounding Commander region has been producing wine since the same medieval era. 1 day versus 2 days. With 1 day, stay close. Old Town, the castle, the promenade, the marina, and amateurs cover the essentials without long drive. With 2 days, give the second day entirely to the west. Corion, Kolossi, and the Ladies' Mile in one loop. Or swap the beach for a half day up in the Amadus or Lofu, if mountains matter more than sand. Either way, save the market hall and a waterfront taverna for the end of every night. Which of these 8 would anchor your trip first?